Hi, I'm Terry Murphy with Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the Men's Room with Murph on Realty Times. And our guest today is definitely a woman not only in business, who means business. I have with us Tami Bonnell. She is the CEO of Exit Realty International. You might have heard of her. She's an internationally renowned speaker and a 30-plus veteran of our real estate industry. Both in 2019 and 2020, Stefan Swanepoel, Mr. Real Estate Trends since 2005, included her in the 200 most powerful women and influential people in residential real estate, and among the top 10 business leaders. She is instrumental in building 3 major brands. Tami joined Exit Realty back in 1999, and then in 2012 became their CEO. C-suite woman. We are so proud of her. She built it with 25,000 agents, 600 offices. She's one busy person, mom, wife, and CEO, and she's here to share with us today. Welcome, Miss Tami.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I want to just emphasize the less stress, because so many of the women that we coach or counsel, they get into bed, they're exhausted. I mean, truly, both emotionally and physically, and then they really didn't get anything, and nor did they put themselves first. And also, women have a tendency to think more often than, or not more often, but in a different sequence than a man, with making mistakes. They will be much more cautious, and a man statistically will, ready, fire, aim, and most of the time it works out just fine. I think it's because we hold ourselves to a different standard. But you also say in that personal power video that just own it. If you make a mistake, you own it and you keep on going. And I think that we don't forgive ourselves as women, and that, it may not be a one and done. We may want years of flagging, to go into that for making that. You just say, whatever's happening, be truthful. And I think that's part of your magic, is that you say it. You just say it.
Well, yeah, I really appreciate you saying that, and it's very kind. But I think that it is, we're always comparing until we get to a certain age, and then we are like, why did I even worry about all that? Why was I even thinking about all that? But what if we could start that younger and realize that we were really limitless, and everyone is going to make mistakes. And usually it takes until somebody has something really major happen in their life, and that puts them into crisis mode. And then they start to think, a ton of people around 9/11 started to stop and think, when do I get time for me? When do I have time for my dreams? I've been so worried about what everybody else thinks, I'm not going to worry anymore. Or somebody that's faced an illness or had a loss, right? That usually it's something really major. Nobody gets far in life and grows to the point that you're at without going through stuff. And a lot of that major stuff makes you grow up really fast. But what if you could be ahead of that curve and just say today, I'm going to own it. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. And that's actually how you find out what you're really good at, right? If we got a blue ribbon for showing up, which is another pet peeve of mine, if we got a blue ribbon for showing up instead of for what we were really good at, how do we ever find out what we're good at? And how do we ever develop that level of confidence that comes from competence? Not from anything else. It comes from competence, so that you know what you know, and then you can go forward. So I think that just own it, own the day, but when the day ends, get over it. That was yesterday.
Next.
And we need to move on. I'm sure we could, between our travels and speaking, both you and I could give everybody, spit out thousands of things that we've made mistakes on, and that, we really wish we could I have a do-over on that one?
Yeah. Was there an edit button anywhere?
But every one of those things made you grow so much faster and end up with so much more depth as a human being. And so I'm not sorry for any of them now.
Yeah, no, me either. And I can tell you, though, it was painful at the time. And I think women in general, especially our younger women who are raising younger women, is that we just have to say that living on the sidelines may be safe, but it's boring. And the exhilaration you get from doing something you didn't even have a clue you could do, and you did it with such joy. It's like finding a treasure every single day. And I think that's you illustrated that beautifully when you say get over it and going to the next level, because Naomi Rhodey always says, she's a major speaker, CPAE, she said nothing ever grows on the mountain at the top, it grows in the valley. And when she said that, it really was one of those resonating things. It's different to be a victim versus a victor. Yes, there's going to be a rabbit hole. Sometimes you just have to go in there and regroup. But that roadblock gives you that dimension you didn't see, that road you didn't know was there, that option you didn't even know was available. And that's what real growth is about. Real growth is about figuring out the best you so that you can be the best you. And so if you ever want to really think about that, go to your class reunion and look at all those mean girls and see what they're doing now, is what I would say. But I got to tell you, it's an eye opener. Just want to say.
It is. Yep. It absolutely is.
I know, and you were so wrapped up in the fact that you couldn't be a cheerleader. Oh, wow. But yeah, so you read a lot, you post your videos, you spend a lot of energy helping others. I know that you're very good about boundaries with your family. What inspired, everybody has a mentor, everybody goes to a different place to be re-inspired, to think differently. What do you do? Would you share that?
Well, I think that's the whole thing, is closing your eyes and picturing how you want the day to go for 120 seconds. But for me, you think of people that went ahead of you that did amazing things and with very little. My mom was very young. She passed away at 47, and she was amazing. And she had the best sense of humor. She was literally, picture Judy Garland and Lucille Ball tied together. She was hilarious. She was larger than life. She was 5'2", and she was actually probably 5'1.5". But
my kind of girl.
But she was larger than life. She was amazing, and she would not allow you to wallow. She would not allow you to stay stuck in anything. She would just make fun out of it and just give you the ability to laugh at yourself so that you could move on. Or to laugh at the circumstances you're in. Sometimes they're really horrible circumstances, but you've got to laugh, right? You've got to just push yourself through. So there's always people that you can picture in your mind that, okay, what would they do, right? What would Jim Rohn do in this circumstance? I always ask a lot of those questions. And so then you can just take a page out of their book right now until you have your act more back together.
Yeah, I think we have to give ourselves permission to not always be perfect. It looks perfect, especially on social media. Everybody's smiling when in fact, they've got a junk drawer. They all have a junk drawer somewhere. And
I have a few.
I'm just saying, we buy the picture that we paint, and in fact, everybody's human. And when we give each other that leeway to be human and to forgive ourselves and forgive others, it's a better life.